want to see a...
Result.
I don't have the base car skin.
I have one of Kuno's. No, 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 no. Oh, oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh my goodness, and Tim Omlu goes over a tenth of a second fast.
Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pocono Raceway for the next round of the Formula Trout Indy Series here in Pennsylvania. 2.5 miles is the length of this circuit. It opened in 1971 and has specifically hosted the IndyCar ABC Supply 500 all the way through until 2019. My guest in the commentary box today is Angel Bernabé, who runs in the Premier Series for ISP Racing. Hello Angel, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. Angel will also be driving the pace car today as well.
Yeah.
Which is in this special thing. But yes, qualifying will be underway at Pocono imminently. Practice session has just finished here. So Alex Cochran, the fastest on track with a 38.9. But that means, as they say, practice means nothing. And I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, and it blacks out. We will go onto the qualifying session in about a minute's time. As you can see it in the top left-hand corner. We're going to have a look at some of the cars that we've got in the pit road today. We've got obviously the Lioneers team of Ollie Gibson, Jack Covington, and Case Willems. There is also there's a few other teams. We've got Toto Rosso running Steven Stevenson in an Alpha Tauri / Toro Rosso Formula 1 livery. Obviously Stevenson is the championship leader at the moment as well. Obviously he won in if you remember back to Zolder last time out, and he won the race. Jan Dragoon as well. So that brilliant battle he had with Oliver Gibson towards the end of the session, and it was very good battle between the pair of them. And we've also got Alex Cochran as well in the Triple Eight car. Alongside him, I believe, is Dave Sauter, but he's left for us for now. 30 seconds to qualifying is underway. Angel, what are your thoughts on Pocono, and how do you think this race could pan out? How do you think this race is going to go? Do you think it's going to be a good race?
Yeah, I think so. I want so. It's my
We want some high intensity, we want close racing, we want drama. So
we want a clean race, but a funny race
clean
at the same time.
Anyways, this is a solo qualifying. I forgot to mention, as you can see here, is a Straka. It's the Straka which they use. It's going to show every driver that rolls onto the circuit and what times they've got, which you can see on the left hand side here. This stall times is not necessary. This is just what drivers did in practice. This is what matters on the top here. All drivers will roll out, but obviously they're not on track together. So say that, for example, you've got one driver who's on the track doing a lap. They can only see it's just them, basically. There's no one else for them. There'll be no impeding. So it's a lot easier.
How many laps they can do?
We will see. It works very similar. Take it like this: you get the one-shot qualifying format in the Formula 1 games, and yeah, you get the track to yourself. It's going to work like that for them. Again, they'll probably get unlimited laps. You'll find, but
I mean, it's like on iRacing IndyCar, 2 laps and then they stop.
So again, you think of the Indy 500 qualifying format where they get the track to themselves. It works pretty much like this. It's worked like this at Brands Hatch and Michigan, I believe, as well. So, and Jan Dragoon with the first set lap of, well, obviously in order of who's came out on track first at the moment. There's obviously there's certainly 5 drivers on the track at Southwards coming out the pit lane now. And first lap is Jan Dragoon with a 38.7. He stays fastest on the track there, and he's got.
On the chat there, in the chat, someone says to volume up your voice,
yeah,
Robbie.
I'll turn myself up. Is that on audio capture? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you all right, but
No, in the stream, not in Discord, in the actual stream.
a little bit more, a little bit more up.
It is audience full on these, but I don't think it is there. So we're still new to this. I don't know everything about this yet.
Then volume down a little bit the streaming, the other thing.
That one.
Not your voice.
Oh yeah, it sounds full, I think. So let's get back to country. So Jan's Green's still on provisional pole position here at Pocono with still at 38.7 that he set earlier. He's coming around turn 2. He's just onto the bank turn 2 here.
Mate, you're on the audio input. I mean your mic.
Yeah, that's my mic. Yeah, that's my mic.
Click on the setting button. Filters.
So?
Click on filters. Add a new one. Gain. Okay.
Yeah,
and then put a gain of 8 or 9.
So do I just click X there?
Yeah, close.
So, apologies for any technical issues there. They are now resolved. and we can go back to the qualifying here as a and the new fastest lap now is again a 38.7, but it's a 38.702.
Sorry,
Once again by
put it a
Dragoon.
little. Sorry, put it a little bit more high. I
You
mean,
want higher? Okay.
yeah, more higher. 10, 12, like 10, 12.
Right, and we should be going again. And once again, I apologies. We are still new to commentary and running streams, so this will probably happen for the first few races. But the current issue is now resolved. As Dragoon will now come around the final corner to set another lap. He's got Southwood, and not close behind him as Dragoon has just pitted. Comes into pit road, and Southwood will now be. Now Stevens, they're all on track now, pretty much. As the next one to come across the line will be Jack Coven of Lioness Racing. He's coming around the final corner now, and one presumes he's on the lap now, and he stays 7th fastest with the 39.4. Stevenson will be the next one to come across the line. He's coming around the final corner now. Obviously, Pocono has been known as the tricky triangle over the years. Has played host to a lot of eventful IndyCar crashes. Obviously, 2018, Robert Wickens' huge cat fence accident, and in 2019, when there was a 5-car crash, which hospitalised who's now driving for McLaren Arrow, Felix Rosenqvist hospitalised him, and that acts the race for 2020. So, yeah, lots of events have come here. The most successful team on the Pocono Raceway is Team Penske, and AJ Foyt, the most successful driver. So obviously it's going to be, like I said earlier, it's going to be a rolling start today, led by my co-commentator Angel Bernabé, who will drive the Mercedes for a lap around the circuit. He will obviously roll the drivers up into the pits, and they will get going for the race, which is 75 laps, approximately about a third, I think, of the actual race distance used in IndyCar. So yeah, certainly Jan Dragoon was the fastest with that 38.7 he said earlier, and Dave Southworth's the fastest sector 2. And speaking of South, he'll be the next one to come across the line. It's not been the best sector 1 for him. He's going to come across the line now. Oh, he pits. So Jan Dragoon improves and he goes into a 38.6 there. He goes nearly 10th faster. He's the first one to the 38.6s. As next one's across the line, it's Oliver Gibson now. He can only go 4th fastest. So 3 minutes left of the qualifying session here at Pocono. 2.5 miles he'll drive the circuit here in Pennsylvania, in the United States. Home race for Jack Coven and Stevenson, of course. Alex Cochrane will be the next one, unless he pits. No, Cochrane is the next one to cross the line now. I think he's just starting a lap, because that was a 43.4, so he's starting a lap. So, Caselone's still 5th, and Oliver Gibson, I think he's now finally starting his lap. And the fastest sector 1 for Alex Cochrane, with it's a 13.1 set, and there's damage for Dave Southwood, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner. He's got right hand side damage. Heaven knows what has happened to Dave Southwood there. So next one to cross the line is, he's got 2 purples. Alex Cochrane here comes round the final corner. He's coming up to the line now. Goes 2nd fastest. It's a 38.73 for Alex Cochrane, who goes 2nd fastest on the front with Jan Dragoon. Sorry, so Ollie Gibson pits. So 5 drivers on track now: Stevenson, Coven, Southwood, Cochrane, and Dragoon. And that is obviously Case Williams is coming out of the pit lane. I think Ollie Gibson's definitely coming out of the pit lane now. Yep, he's coming out of the pit lane now. So Jan Dragoon will be coming to start his lap now, I presume. Yep, because it's 54.8 from Jan Dragoon. And
1 minute 30 seconds left, or about the qualify.
so we've got 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining in the qualifying session here, and then we'll cut to the race, which will be obviously, like I said earlier, a rolling start, conducted by Angel Bernabé, Premier Series driving for the ISP Racing Team. So he's been running the team since Istanbul last year, and he got his best finish of 9th in his debut race. So Jan Dragoon comes across the line. He can't match his fastest time, but Alex Cochran is, well, it was notably faster, but Dave Southwood has just gone and put that under. Two fast sectors. So Southwood is second now. It's been constant between them two fighting for second place. 38.7 for him. And I must apologise for any delays we had with the streaming here as well. But the race is on track to get underway earlier than projected, which is very good from the team. Obviously about Pocono, it used to run the Champ Car Series kart. Remember, from 1982 all the way through till 1989. Then we came to IndyCar in 2013. Obviously through till 2019, when it had a series of massive crashes over the years. It's picked up a reputation. Nevertheless, this is a different league. It's Formula Trout, and we are at Pocono today. Let's hope for a clean race today. In all the drivers, as Cochran is set to 38.7, which isn't good enough to improve. Case Williams now. Oh, I think Case Williams has maybe hit the wall there. There's visible damage. She's hit 80 kilometers an hour. So we'll have to see what happens there. We're into overtime now. The last one to cross the line. Dave Southwood. As things stand, Jan Dragoon is going to be on pole. Unless Southwood can stop him, which, as it stands, he's not going to stop him as he comes down the final corner. The last one on a lap, and I think he's coming into the pits. No, he's not. He's going to come, and I think he's had a bit of a crash there. So this does mean Jan Dragoon is your pole sitter for the race here today, and it will be Dragoon on the pole position. They will go to the grid, and they will start on a grid format. I don't think you can see my Assetto Corsa, can you?
Yeah, now
Can you see it?
the qualify ends and
Can you see this Assetto Corsa? Yeah, it's good. So obviously the pole sitter is Dragoon at the moment. He will be a little way. So they'll go to the grid in about a minute's time.
why I'm hearing a plate all the time.
Message is going out now.
Someone
Drivers
it's
to wait on the
messaging
grid.
in chat.
Yeah, ignore that. It's just they are waiting for the drivers to go to the grid. Obviously, you know the drill, and then we will get the race started in about 40 seconds time. We obviously have 1 or 2 laps. The pace car driver has the choice, but he is preferred he does 1. But as I said, it is up to him. He will lead away the pack. He will pull into the pits, and they will get going. So, like I said, it's Dragoon from Southwood, Cochran. The 2 Lioneers cars, not the best qualifying. Stevenson 6, obviously he won last time out. He starts the race from 6 today, from the 3rd row on the grid. So it's not what he would have wanted. Considering he got pole and a Grand Slam, and he absolutely stormed to victory last time out in Zolder in Belgium. So we'll go to the grid any second now. About 1 second left, and the drivers will move to the grid. So the lights will come on any second now, and Angel Bernabé, who joins me in the commentary box today, will go up the side of the field. He hasn't got very many cars to avoid this time round. Only 7 drivers are racing, which it's not really, you know. So the lights should come on any second now, and the drivers will stay put, as we said. Angel Bernabé will lead the field away with his headlights on. Of
Can
course.
you say me if I have the lights on?
I will let you know if you have the lights on. Yeah. So the lights will come on, but this doesn't matter. This doesn't apply because the drivers will obviously have to stay put. So
I have it on.
they will. Yeah, just comes to the front and I can check. So the lights are gone. Angel Bernabé now pulls out of his grid slot, and he will now go through to the lead of the race. Right, press your button. Yep, and the lights are on. And the drivers are rolling away. So obviously Jam Dragoon on pole position. It is the Triple Eight cars are the top three. They've absolutely dominated, and obviously you know to go back to pits when you get in there as well. So yeah, Fred, you do one lap. That's good enough.
Okay.
And then obviously when you pull into before the last corner, turn your lights off, and then the Dragoon will back the field up. So obviously the rule is no overtaking this part of course. So they're gonna get the tyres warmed up and ready to go. 75, well it said 75, with 74 racing laps of the Pocono Raceway. So and for the final corner, Angel Bernabé should turn his lights off any second now. I think there's actually one more straight to go. Yeah, there's one more straight to go, so you keep going. He's gonna start to back the field up. He's gone early. So yeah, they'll start to speed up a little bit. Yeah, and Bernabé will pull off into the distance. The drivers will get ready to go. They'll back up.
Oh,
Yeah, turn the lights off, go into the pit lane as if it just go back to pits. So now they will line up single file all the way now to the line, and we'll see who gets the better start. So it is a Triple Eight, not Triple Eight, sorry, it's Triple Eight 2-3. And they are going to pick the pace up now, and they will go now, and they're off, and the race is underway then. So Jan Dragoon is leading into turn one. It's been a fairly slow start, not much overtaking towards the back, I must say. It stays the same as it was before the start. So but Dave Southwell is getting a good run into turn two. Can the latter get past him? Going in the banking, not quite just yet. As Dragoon retains the lead, he retains the race lead. It's 7 drivers obviously racing in this race. It's and they've begun to race out already. So we go past lane straight now. In a second lap, the third lap, second racing lap here at Pocono. It's Case Williams, that's the fastest lap of the race. I don't know what says he's in the lead, but I can assure you now he's not. It is Dragoon, and Covin's gone up to third there. As they're going to go 3 wide onto the banking.
oh,
That's going to be a tense between them like that, I must say. And
oh,
was he in the wall there? Yeah, Jack
yeah.
Covin. I think that's suspension damage for the American driver. It's been a disaster. What a
Oh,
disaster
big
for
damage
him.
for him. Big
He's going
damage.
to drop back down the order. Yeah, that's definitely suspension damage. It appeals into the pit road. Yeah, that's not what he would have wanted as he comes into the pit lane. And Case Williams swooping through there. I don't know why it still says he's going to first, because I assure you now, he's absolutely flying in front. It probably will take a while to get going. Yeah, Jack Covin seems like he is. It seems like Jack Covin is out of at the minute out of this one. So see there, he is. Is he out of it? Is he repairing damage? Let's see in a second.
Oh,
Well, for some reason, it's not dated properly yet. It's whether Covin is retired or not, but it still says Case Williams leading. But I assure you, it is Dragoon. So and Jack Covin is going to come back out a lap down into this race. And so still then Jan Dragoon is leading the race. He's pulling away from his from Dave Southwell behind him. There's only that bit of damage for Jack Covin at the start. Not much has happened so far. Haven't had much racing. The field is beginning to space out a little bit. So on to the 6th lap here. Now Jack Covin goes 2 laps down. And so he's still watching the leaders, and there's a bit of a battle towards the back there. Who's this between? Is that between maybe one of the Lioneers cars? With Ollie Gibson on board. I think that's between Stevenson and Case Willems. We have got a bit of a battle going on here. This is Stevenson, who obviously won last time after Volvo. He's in a Lioneer sandwich at the moment. So thoughts on that restart, Angel?
I think it was a good start for all. Oliver takes a little bit, a little.
There's
I
bear in
sorry.
mind it's fourth to sixth of the top three, followed by first to third, which is fourth to sixth.
Yeah,
So that is inverted, but so Stevenson now is trying to get a good run if he possibly can on
a lot of waving.
Oh!
Oh,
He did hit the
that's a
wall
big
there.
touch.
Is
Yeah,
there
yeah.
damage? Heaven knows if he has got damage or not. He hasn't lost out to Oliver Gibson either, so it's been a fairly slow
It
start for him.
was a big incident.
Yeah, he's not dropped down at all. Still Dragoon out in front. So now the gap between the top two is now now half a second. But it's not. I'm not sure what's happened here, but that should have fixed itself. But never mind. All you need to know is fourth, fifth, and sixth is the top three, and first, second, and third is fourth to sixth. But never mind. And the gap has just come down. Now there's a bit of a battle towards the back of the field there. There's what's going on here? Now it did look like that Stevenson was moving to the left hand side of the track in order to defend. Heaven knows how that's going to go here. So Steve Stevenson shooting the Scuderia Toto Rosso, Alpha Tauri, Toro Rosso merged car is running in sixth in this race, sixth in this race, sorry. Nearly another touch on the wall there for Stevenson. Right, we've got a bit of a thing there, but it's nice to find an alternative time to but that still says Oliver Gibson is leading the race. Well, we will have to find out. Still, Dragoon though is flying out in front at the moment. But here, oh, there's a battle he's having here with Stevenson. This is for sixth place up for. I'm not sure what position that's for, to be honest with you, because it's all bugged out. But nevertheless, Oliver Gibson with a battle for Stevenson. He's going to go into his next corner, and Stevenson seems to have pulled away a little bit. Behind him is Jack Coven, who's 2 laps behind the field. Obviously after that big contact had with the wall, gave suspension damage, he's dropped down the order. And it's not been exactly what he wants. It's
Yeah, it take a lot of time on the boxes.
yeah, I presume he had to get suspension and body repairs, which has probably caused long delays for him. As we look towards now, Chris Williams and well, slipstream we know in the other Indy cars, we know how effective it can be. And Stevenson, you've got to be roughly about half a second back if you want to get it effectively as early as you can. At the moment, that gap is exactly that. As Case Williams has just gone a little bit wide there, which has potentially opened the door for Stevenson to go down the main street here into turn 1. We might see an overtake here as Stevenson's going to go down the inside of Case Williams. He's got to move down into 5th place. And and they've done it touched. They have touched. And what's happened to Case Williams? Case Williams has hit the wall again there.
Oh.
Oliver Gibson's flown past nearly both of them there. Yeah, I think Oliver Gibson has flown past them. Obviously 13 laps being completed here. Dragoon, despite the fact he says second, I'm sure he's leading. But yeah, they've been lapped. It says that is damage for Case Williams. It's big suspension damage.
Yeah.
Lioneers Racing have had an absolute nightmare. It has been far from ideal for the Dutch team. Coven with damage earlier on. And now with the boss of the team, Case Williams, he's going to have to try and get that car turned left into the pit lane. That's not exactly easy when the suspension damage is towards the right hand side. So as he comes into the pits now for the repairs, that is obvious damage there. You can see we've had a ball with him. He's had to turn his car to the left hand side to keep it in a straight line. You can see, yep, that is from his visor cam. You can see there what's happened. And that's going to be a big setback. Could Jack Coven potentially unlap himself from him as well? So,
whoa,
so
that was close to...
have wrapped up damage in the opening stage of this race. 16 laps completed. So heading into turn 1 now. He's definitely him in the lead. Checks, as we know, the top two, they had a battle last time out, so it was a rather interesting battle, wasn't it, between them two. I tried to get him, he's not second. And yeah, Angel, thoughts on the damage that has been wrapped up by Case Williams, who just leaves his pit box now? Hello, Angel?
Yeah, I'm there.
So,
can you say that again?
what was your thoughts on the damage for Case Williams, who's just literally left his pit box now?
He have a Red Bull. He have a Red Bull mechanics. Yeah, Red Bull gives you wings.
So, and that Ollie Gibson in the pit lane, it says.
And that bus.
Ollie Gibson has pitted. I presume this could be for his man to stop. And well, Ollie Gibson now, yeah, right. So the telemetry now says June leads. We've got it it's fixed. It's slowly fixed, and yep, it's all working now. Apologies for any of the technical problems. We got the issue resolved now as Stevenson is moving up to 4th place. And the Lioneers are dropping down the order. And I think is coming round to lap the British driver. So won the Premier Series round at Bahrain a few weeks back, remember? And obviously he came second to Chase Merrick in the following race. He's playing for next week's round on the Hockenheim ring. Tune in for coming Saturday for that one. And so it's as he's now going to try and wrap the podium now. I think he's behind Houston. Oliver Gibson is now a lap down. Well, not as bad as Case Williams. This guy is 3 laps down. So it's twice as bad for the Dutchman as opposed to the American and British equivalent.
It's incredible. It's a really short circuit. Yeah.
And chance we might even become to lap one of Lionel's cars as well. For a 4th time. Case Williams, already 2 laps down, could be about to end up 4 laps down. Because June is simply just that quick today. Also, he got pole earlier on. That 38.7 that he set. His last lap was 40 dead. His last lap survived in 39.8. I believe Case has the fastest lap, well, that was earlier on. The fastest lap so far is fastest lap, as I think is Jankin. They're all tied the top four with the fastest lap. As Case Willems goes 4 laps down. Mr. Consistency, as he's nicknamed. Just simply nowhere today, of course. Big hit with the wall, big suspension damage. Is this Gibson? It's a lap down. So yeah, this is Alex Cochran, the Triple Eight Racing, running in 3rd place at the moment. It's currently on to be his podium. He's got Stevenson behind him, a bit further back, a lot further back actually. So Jan de Goon obviously back in the lead of the race here. So the field begins to spread out now. It's obviously Kitron's back there. And Pocono are close to 2 together. But we know that if you get the right run, you can get a slingshot to a banked corner. We know that it can be very effective. But at the moment, Alex Cochran is caught up a little bit to Dave southward, and you see the gap has got significantly smaller. We'll go on board with T-Cam. Alex Cochran there. He's hit the wall. We'll find out in a minute how severe this damage is. It doesn't seem like he's turning his car to keep it going straight. It's not no suspension damage. He seems to be alright with that.
Nah. I think he don't have damage. Or so much damage, I think. He go only a little bit wide.
And Jack Coburn is in the pit lane again. Has he took damage, or is this just a mandatory stop? And his tyres, and I'm not too sure about this, but I think there's probably refueling in this as well. So we'll have to see what happens. Cochran gets southward that gap. Also, Cochran hits the wall. It's definitely built that gap back up. Fancy southward in the battle. Shouldn't choose the left was at the moment. Again, Case Willems. It's 5. Is that 5 laps now? Is it the wall again? Oh no!
Yeah.
He's done it again.
Oh,
Is that second time he's hit the wall?
Oh no!
There's no turning that one. Oh no! Oh
big
god!
Incident.
Oh god! And Case Willems. Oh no! Oh, and that is very close to avoiding action there. And Case Willems might well be out of this one now. That might be the last straw for the Dutchman. And
whoa!
Well done to the drivers going past and not hitting him. It's a very good job from them there.
He do it really well. He do it really well.
The other drivers have had to take big avoiding action to avoid hitting the line in his car. And I rather Case is not too pleased with that one. He's obviously doing very well in the premises at the moment. He's got, I think, 2 podiums at the moment. But the sprint series race today has just particularly been an absolute. It's been awful for him, as he's now behind Jack Coven, who hit the wall earlier and had damage. And
again.
He's hit the wall again. Case Willems for a second time. The damage seems quite severe this time. You can see cracks on the bodywork there. It's obvious just how severe this damage is. And Ollie Gibson is in the pit lane as well. And it's damage to him as well. Ollie Gibson's got damage. What's his suspension looking like? Let's look at his
on the front wing.
Yeah, there's suspension damage to Ollie Gibson as well. This has been the worst possible scenario for Lioneers Racing. They've just abruptly dropped down the order. They are now the last 3 running drivers. The team that are leading the Premier Series. Well, it just has not gone their way for them in sprint. All 3 Lioneers drivers now have hit the wall and took damage from that corner lift.
An unfortunate race for Lions Racing
Very
Team.
unfortunate for them. But Triple Eight Racing are absolutely on a mad one. Second and third at the moment. With Southwood leading the pack. Them, Jan Dragoon has dominated this race so far. It is said. He hasn't hit the wall once. Probably his fastest time so far, the 44. He's going to, speaking of him, he's about to be lapped again by the race leader. Cage Williams now 7 laps down. It's
Whoa.
you've got to feel for the team, haven't you? They are, and Alex Cochrane. This is probably a scheduled pit stop, considering the fact there is no visible damage and his car is turning fine. He's up to third Stevenson, the last winner in the series, only by about over half a minute. It's I think the podium is what he's going to be going for today. In fact, Jan Dragoon has just driven a perfect race, and he's out in front by an absolute country mile at the minute. As once again, he laps Alex Cochrane. Very small oval, also nicknamed the Tricky Triangle. That's very small as opposed to a Daytona or an Indianapolis, which is why a lot more drivers are going to be lapped here. So don't be surprised. Jan Dragoon could lap every driver in this field here. Obviously, Alex Stevenson's now in the pit lane. This would be big if you can avoid getting lapped. Which I think there's a bit of damage to see. Yeah, Stevenson's got damage.
Yeah.
See the cracks there. Everyone has got damage except for the front two, and the leader is in the pit lane now. And Dave Southward could take the lead here, but he also peels into the pits. But the thing is, all three of them are going to come out in front. As Dave Southward takes the lead.
Now it's the opportunity for the Liners car to lap.
They can catch up, but it wouldn't be much. They'd only unlap themselves by about 1 lap. And that is if their stop is for any damage that they've accumulated at some point in this race. The front two in the pits now. Southwood's still there. Dragoon emerges. It's a very long pit exit. You cannot go on the banking. It's not allowed. That is a rule. You get a penalty if you go over that white line onto the banking. So, well, Ollie Gibson's unlapped himself. Stevenson's dropped down a little bit as well.
Yeah, he can lap 1 lap.
So Ollie Gibson now 2 laps down. 45 laps left to go here in Pennsylvania.
All the lapped cars take a lap off.
Yeah, meaning it's now Chris Williams from 76 laps, Coven from 4 to 3, and Gibson. Speaking of that, we've got 2 cars. They may be a lap down, but they're going to try and battle each other. They're going to try, and they might as well have a battle, might they? What have they got to lose? So let's go on board with Jack Coven, and let's enjoy a bit of overtaking here. And I just think it's just run off there. Case Williams in the virtual mirror in the background.
He's trying to lap Oliver.
He's going to try and lap up Oliver, but it's, would not get him too far in front. So he's just going to try and get a bit of a toe as he can off Ollie Gibson. And,
oh, sorry.
Here he comes then, he's getting the slipstream. He's clearly faster on the finish, about 200 miles an hour now. Southwood has fastest laps of 39.6 from David Southwood. Into turn 1, Oliver Gibson just holds the position. I'm not sure if this really is the position, but Jack Coven's a little bit wide. You just know when the driver's going wide, Angel, don't you? If the driver goes a little bit offline, you know they're going to go for the wall, unless they can get it under control again. But here comes Jack Coven on Oliver Gibson.
Oh, on
He's
the
gone
wall.
wide again.
Oh,
Very nearly another hit.
it was close, it was close.
And this is called Case Williams and Jan Dragoon to catch up as well.
He's coming really fast.
That's Southwood.
Oh, I think.
Anyways,
Yeah.
he's going to be behind. He lifts off, and they have not put up a fight.
Touch the wall again.
I think it's wall again. There doesn't appear to be any
But
damage.
only a little
The
bit.
late car is going to go wheels with him.
Oh,
Well, as things stand, they're running in formation in a minute. And we could have had a bit of a contact between 2 Liners cars. Case Williams is going to go down the inside of Jack Coven, and he gets pushed on. He doesn't move up any because he's only unlapped himself. They might as well have a 3-way battle, mightn't they? Because what they got to lose, it's not like they're fighting for a race win. Let's get him a little bit wide. He's going to try and make Oliver Gibson here. He's done him. He's now past Oliver Gibson, but the other car's going to come back at him here now as Covin into turn 1. You know they'll all be in a call together somewhere. And Covin's a little bit wide. He lifts off. Oliver Gibson could try and
The
sneak
3
behind.
Lioness cars battling for lapping.
They are just battling. They haven't got much to lose, as I said. There's Case Williams going to lead this one from Jack Coven and Oliver Gibson. So take 5th and 7th. This battle pretty much inverted them. And that's starting to spread out a little bit. Oliver Gibson is going to try and get a bit of toll on Jack Coven if possible. Coven will have the advantage of Case Williams ahead of him as well. Don't forget. But Oliver Gibson certainly gained that little margin going into turn 1. And it's obviously it's a bit of a coast that corner. So they could work together. They could both use Case Williams if possible. We don't know the gaps to the drivers, you see, because obviously they've got because obviously they're lapped, so we don't know that's between them. Oh, Jack Coven with a big hit on the wall there. That is another damage to Jack Coven.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on for him? It's been a disaster and a half for him. That's what we are. He's missed the pit lane. He's missed the pit lane. And it's just been far from what they've wanted.
It's unsafe for the other drivers
I'm actually stunned.
keep
We're
on
still
track.
off with all the passes race. You've got to take the hats off to Lions Race, and they've persevered, and they've carried on. They haven't given up. They haven't retired. They're running this race because they need drivers. And anyways, Coven will pit, and he's going to lose out to Case Williams probably with the amount of damage he's got. So Dragoon is back at his front, so as you can see, going through the first corner. It's at the front, not much is going on. From the Lioneers boys though, Jack Coven still with that damage, he's carrying on.
Yeah, it's
Dave South, going to lap.
that's unsafe to keep on track with the car. It's unsafe.
Coven has got another hit. Oh no! He's got an airborne there.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
what they say.
God.
That's what they say.
And that is obviously what Angel pointed out earlier. That's what can happen. That is the consequence of hitting the wall with someone behind you. And well, Coven somehow still going in this one. And let's turn our attention to this bit of a battle. Stevenson's to lap line his guys again.
Yeah, lapping again.
Lap down Jack Coven. Is he gonna come into the pit lane? Or is he just gonna go out? I don't. He's trying to turn it into.
Yeah,
he's got it turned in this time though. He's gonna try for about 3 laps to try and get that turned in. So, but he's finally got it in now. This is gonna be a lengthy repair for the American at its home event as well. And well, you've got a feel for Lioneers racing, haven't you? But let's see what is the scale. Look at the scale, the damage on that car.
Whoa.
It is truly shattered to pieces. And also, no, the damage model in Assetto Corsa may not be the best, but even that just shows it's the true scale of what's happened here. So Jack Coven could fall behind Case Williams here, but heaven knows what will happen. It should have happened. So 40 laps of Dragoon in the lead. He's led every single lap, start from pole.
Lioness mechanics will get paid well this month.
A lot of work for the Lioneers boys to do.
Yeah, you avoid the spin.
However, the good news for them is they're gonna get points because the top 10 get points, and there are only 7 drivers participating in this race.
I'm on the points.
Oh god, you might get points here, but I don't think they'll update this. I don't think they'll put in the standing right. So as just southward the wall. Also, this is helmet cam of the leading driver. See what it's like to lead the race by 87 seconds. Sorry. About 30 laps for him to go for the Czech driver. it's been a great race from him. And there's been a position change. Case Williams has dropped down one.
Oh,
He seems
what
to be
the?
moving on the straight position for that. Heaven knows what that is. But the line is, boys, are battling now. Jack Coven and Case Williams, they are genuinely positioned because they're both 6 laps down. Meaning that if that can happen, then if Coven can get past Williams, then he's going to get, he'll move up one. And, well, probably have had much, we have no contact this race yet, which is truly astonishing. Considering obviously we know it's an oval, we know some of these corners are absolutely lethal. But I reckon if anyone needs to be driving, I'll hit the wall again. They're tapping out of this one. So gaps in the front two. Slowly, Alex Cochran 5 seconds behind Dave Southwood, but look at that. We get a good view of this battle between Ollie Gibson and Case Williams, championship leading the Premier Series, of course. Ollie Gibson's James Merrick, who won in Mugello, is backing off. What's Ollie Gibson done now? He seems to have backed off a little bit. So let Jack Coven through. Heaven knows what's happening here. He's backed off a bit.
He's dropping.
That's Oliver Gibson. We know he's not got damage. Let's check his camera angle here. We can have a look.
The drone, the really fast drone camera.
It seems like there's no damage on that car as
Yeah, I think
they are battling for position here. This is for position, a battle for position in this race. Case Williams and Jack Coven are at it. But Oliver Gibson is getting the toe behind. We know that what can happen here. Is Oliver Gibson, is he going to maybe back down a little bit, back off, let the Dutchman and Coven build a gap to him, then go, or is Oliver going to choose to fight it? We know him, I know him quite well, he will probably back off. So,
I think they are playing with the lip stream.
yeah, maybe Oliver might pull in front of Case to give him the toe. You can see in the virtual mirror there, he's gaining in on him. So now, Stroon out in front by, will come any second now, as there's been a position change, and that is Alex Cochran with damage. Cochran's got damage, he's coming into the pit lane now. Far from ideal, and Southwood seems to be on red as well. What's happened? He's invisible.
Where he is?
Southwood's out of the race.
Oh, DNF.
And we have a DNF here. Dave Southwood is out of the race.
No.
Which means that any minute now, in a few laps time, Oliver Gibson's going to lap himself. Maybe to 4th, while a few laps down, which is just astonishing, but it only makes it easier for Jan Dragoon, doesn't it? Alex Cochran.
He was doing a good job.
He was speed 2, I believe, in this race. But now that means that Alex Cochran also had damage as well. And he's in the pits. And you can see look at that on the front of his car. Heaven knows what happened to Dave Southwood, we don't know. But he's going to come out of the pits now in 4th place. Alex Cochran. But, and well,
he was too close to the grass.
yeah. There's Jack Coven now. Well, he says he's up in P5. He will be official very soon. The net standings in this race are Dragoon, Stevenson, Cochran, Gibson, Coven, and Willems. And well, Angel Bernabé is out of the race as well. So far, now 18.8 seconds between the top two. Could you name an easier race for someone to win? Could you name an easier race for someone to win than what Dragoon has got here? He has led every lap. Yeah, and now Ollie Gibson. How far is he from Cochran? Let's ride on board with him via this angle. Fairly new,
Oh, I like it. That's camera.
This is second with every camera possible here. Jack Coven hasn't, but he's technically 5th now. So it means that Lioneers are going to score more points than Triple Eight have. But Dave Southwood has ended his race here at turn 1. So as we go on board now with Stevenson in second place, 18.7 is now the gap, and Ollie Gibson is in the pit lane alongside Case Williams. They're both at the same time here. Damage check might as well. I think this is another scheduled pit stop for as we are going to reach the 50 lap mark any second now. So this race has gone fairly quickly. What to say, Angel?
Wait, about that? About what?
This race has gone fairly quickly. So it's going through really quickly the laps and.
Yeah, it's only 75. Oh,
And Case Williams has spun.
again.
And so, have they smashed? Has the Lioneers cars crashed?
And where is Oliver?
Oliver's okay. He's running in fourth.
Oh, okay.
Have they crashed? Case Williams, he's hitting Jack Coven behind. I think they might have crashed.
Yeah, and these Coving have a lot of damage again.
Again, and more damage for Jack Coven.
Yeah.
But, and Coven has hit the wall again.
Yeah.
This is. I think we might be seeing potentially maybe another DNF as Oliver Gibson flies through. There, Case Williams long time to come to the right side of the race on the road to let his young British teammate through. To reach the 50 lap mark now. He's led all 50 of these laps. You've got to feel for Lioneers, like I said earlier. You just don't have worse races than this. A race cannot get any worse than this. And he's in the wall again. Jack Coven.
Yeah, he can't.
He just cannot get that car turned, can he? To save his life.
He can't turn on.
It's very difficult for him to get that turn.
That's
Don't be surprised if in the coming laps we do see one of these drivers. And what? He must have missed his pit box because he was reversing down pit lane there. And Jack Coven, well, he's stuck in the wall there as Captain goes through in P3. I don't think he's getting this one turned because it's just that badly damaged.
He can't turn.
Look at the state of that Lioneers car. And he's stopping on the side of the road. Is he gonna retire from this one? Is he stopping to retire, or is he gonna try and get that into the
Why
plane?
keep trying?
You might as well keep trying, might you? He stopped to the side of the road. He's into neutral, into reverse now. So Case Williams now 11 laps to Dragoon down.
Yeah, this Coving.
So it's Gibson fourth, but absolutely.
Case, I think is. Yeah.
He's going very slowly by him.
I think he tried to help him.
We try to help him get left, but we will not know this once again. Jack Coven goes 10 laps down now. It's slowly crumbling for the American driver. He's reset back to pits. He's not allowed to leave the pit lane, which means he's out of the race.
Yeah,
you've got to feel. He's well, as far as I'm aware, he has tapped out this one because unless he does get going again, I don't know if that's allowed or not. As a ride into the league's rules.
This car was unsavable.
No. Damage on Case Williams. He does have damage, but it isn't very much. Once again, we look to the racing car of Jan Dragoon. It's 40, not 40 seconds, I can show you that. That is the lap time, it's 16 seconds between the top two now. One word, he is driving like Lewis Hamilton at the moment. He's absolutely flying out in front. Yep, Jack Coven is indefinitely out of this race now.
Yeah.
With 20 laps to go, it's all over. We have 2 DNFs in this race. Angel Renové, obviously pace car driver, isn't needed. Ignore that. So Jack Coven and Dave Sapple now are 2 DNFs so far. They have left us at some point in this race. And we now have 5 runners left. This is Case Firm's passage going on to is out. Once again, we look to Alex Cochran. They were running second and third with South, of course. And,
he have damage on,
he does
the
have
front
damage
wing.
on the front wing. Is he turning alright? Is he turning okay? Let's have a look via the helmet cam. So it seems like suspension is okay, but everyone seems to have something knock from time to time. As Gateman gets up to 5th. He's gonna get 10 points here, as far as I'm aware. The point system, I'm not too sure about that. As far as I'm aware, if it's the point system I think it is, he's getting 10 points here. 12 laps down. So you've got to give it to Jack Linus. They've crashed many times, but they've kept on going for as long as until they physically couldn't race anymore. And there aren't many drivers who have that mentality, who can go for that long. I certainly couldn't go for that long, of course. But no, they've tried their best to keep in this race. But we are now down to 5 runners. You can join us next Saturday. It will be the Formula Track Premier Series race. At the Hockenheimring in the Formula Hybrid 2021 by RSS. That will be next Saturday. Like I said, on this Twitch account and on our YouTube account as well. If you're just tuning in now, we have Jan Dragoon leaving, and that Stevenson is in the pit lane. What has happened? Is everything okay for the American driver? Seems like this is just a scheduled pit stop, maybe a slash and dash, maybe. Does he want to try and go for this race lead? Does he want to try and catch Dragoon if possible? I think he has pitted once, Dragoon.
You can, with the ACTV tower, you can see if they stop and how many stops.
Where will I see that?
Pressing Control D.
Control D?
Yeah. These 8 of us, compact.
Oh, I didn't know that. So here, let's look at the oppositions. So, Southwell's in second, he's obviously got down 4. The same for Cochran, Gibson, Stevenson's gone up 4. Good race from him today, but Dragoon was just too good for him today. So, in terms of the pit stops, 4 stops for Caterham, same goes for Jack Coven as well. In total, if we add it up then, that is 11 stop signers have undergone so far in this race. And Jan Dragoon, as we talk about that, he comes into the pits as well, undamaged, once probably a scheduled one.
This stop it's critical to the win, to the race win.
We'll have to find out what happens. So the track order as opposed to the relative that you would get, and so Stevenson is coming round the final corner now. He can lap himself. Can't be that quick, surely. And I'm just speaking to Jack Coven now. He has just put to me, I hope you enjoyed the show we tried to put on after he retired. Well done, he did try to keep going. So they tried to put on a show for the viewers. Like that little battle that they're having a bit ago. And, but anyway, we'll move on, and Stevenson just his personal best for 39.5. So 15 laps left in this race. Can there be a lead change? Could we see Dragoon hit the wall, get damaged, drop back, and then or could the same happen to Stevenson or Cochran? It's all happened to Cochran.
Stevenson is coming fast.
He is.
It's catching Jean.
PB from Jan Dragoon there. It's 39.6, of course, and ooh, down through there for Cochrane. Nearly hitting the wall. He's probably pushing it though. It's another personal best. It's the fastest lap of the race. By his 39.3. This is just brilliant driving from him. He's also gone to the new tyres, so he can try and get the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, he have a good slipstream from Keys.
He's got such a Keys Williams there, and but this is just dominant. 14.7. Oh, and Ollie Gibson is he letting him go? Is that damage for Ollie Gibson? It is. It is. It's damage for Gibson. Oh no!
Yeah, he have a lot of damage.
Well, for Lioneers Racing, it's gonna happen again.
Terrible race for Lioneers Racing team.
I should say F. To pay your respects, it is a big F for them. And Case Williams in the pit lane as well.
Oh,
Is he tapping? Is Oliver Gibson? He's keeping it going though, and he's got over half a lap to go as well. We could well be down to four left in this race here at any minute now. So Casey's just probably getting repaired.
And there we go, 10 laps to go.
We have about 11 laps to go approximately. Ollie Gibson's going to try and get that turn to the pit lane now.
Yeah,
he's done very well to do so. Fair enough. This is what obviously all three of their drivers have done in the race. And well, this is just you can't have a worse race than this. That team. There's traffic in front, there's 39.4 from Stevenson there. To be fair, the gap's right, it's coming down slowly. The gap is coming down. I don't think he's going to gain 13 seconds in 10 laps.
No, he don't gonna catch Gene.
We'll have to see what happens. Now down to 13.6 seconds. And, Gibson is just getting a damage repaired now.
I think it's catching like half of a second per lap. Per lap. That's not sufficient.
Just seen in the background now, going through turn 1. Jan Dragoon in the very background, is shooting on board, camera shot.
Oh.
Anyways then, about 9 laps in this race, as Oliver Gibson is emerging from the pits. And, once again with the race leader on Gordon, absolutely no damage sustained by him. He's led every lap, I think he's got the fastest lap as well. He got pole, he's on course for a Grand Slam here with overtaking Formula 1 turns. So, what are your thoughts, Angel, on Jan Dragoon's absolutely dominant drive so far?
He's doing a brilliant race.
Brilliant is no for this time, and he has led. We know they're now 6-7
driving
laps.
clinical, doing all. He's doing all can he do.
He's pushed very hard always. He's done everything he possibly can, as you would say there. Led every lap so far, and top off going to that fast lap again. To him. He hits the wall again. I don't know.
Yeah, but not suspension damage.
Well, you can notice suspension damage fairly easily. It's a bit of a crack in the front wing there.
Front wing and side pod damage.
Definitely side pod damage. Well, suspension. The only man who knows that is Case Williams, as well as damage. But it seems to be.
How many incidents? Oh,
Ollie Gibson with his
Oliver,
Sylvester Farm 39.7. So
that's his fastest lap or the fastest lap of the race?
that was his fastest lap so far.
Okay.
As we now head on to the 69th lap of the race. Into the 79th, on 70th, sorry. A 69th for Dragoon though, because obviously we know, you said that was that pace car start, and yes, if you look at it right, Bernabeu did lead a lap in this race. But anyways, he's only got 5 laps left, as it says. We've got 2 retirements so far. Dave Southwood left us with a crash, and Jack Coben sustained too much damage to be with us, and is now out of the race.
Only 2 liners racing car on the track.
The 2 liners cars are left going on the track here. Alex Cochran P3, and as we come to the closing stages of this race, it certainly seems like Jan Dragoon is going to win it by a country mile. That gap has gone up to 14.9 seconds now.
Yeah. Now it's opening the gap with Stevenson.
For Oliver Gibson there. Let's have a look at some of the angles here.
Oh.
It's also the helmet cam. Also that the camera has got in Formula 1 which shows the driver's helmet.
With a intake.
With obviously the intake, they have
transparent. They have a transparent tube on the helmet.
Yep.
On his top of the
Look
helmet.
through here, you can also see on the left hand side, goes up there from outside the air screen into there. That produces also a drink and air as well, I believe. From where I've head up. We now have 2 laps left in the IndyCar Formula Trout race here at Pocono.
And if nothing change, Ginger gonna take the win of the
As things are standing,
Pocono IndyCar race.
As things stand, it's going to be
sprint series of Formula Trout League.
Absolute dominant display from Jan Dragoon so far. He's got 2 more laps to hold on and not hit the wall, and then he will be all right. Stevenson 15 seconds behind him. And second place is going to be his. And so, Case Williams.
Oh, Case Williams.
He has got suspension damage again, and he's coming into the pit lane now. It's the final lap of the race. There's always drama in Formula Trout, isn't there? Particularly towards the end. Remember the battle at the Dragoon and Oliver Gibson. Fantastic battle. Can watch that back on Twitch and YouTube. Case Williams obviously had to withstand a lot of damage today. They had a lot of front and line ears, nevertheless. But this man, wow! What can I say for Jan Dragoon as he comes around the final few corners now? He comes around the final corner. It's been an absolute dominant display. Jan Dragoon crosses the line to crush the opposition and take victory by 15 seconds, by an absolute mile in this race. In fact, Stevenson in second place is going to come up for second. Somehow was not lapped in the end. Alex Cochran. Oh, it's suspension damage. That's Cochran. Oh no. They crossed the line with suspension damage. It's a lot of damage. Case Williams is going to finish his race in the pit lane. Ollie Gibson wants to try and cross the line and finish this race. And well, he just wants to finish. He'll be absolutely relieved that Lioneers have managed to get 2 cars over the line in the end. So you've got to give it to them, like, for perseverance and resilience, obviously. But wow, And Oliver Gibson is slowing down there. He's trying to get that car over the line as he does his trademark thing. You might have seen it when he comes across the line to finish a race. He calls it the Wibble Wobble, and it's his trademark thing. He did it obviously when he obviously does it when he gets a podium. He's doing it regardless here. So well done, Linus Racing. You made us all proud. So Oliver Gibson comes across the line and finishes the race, albeit a few laps down in the end, but he is doing trademark burnout there. Well done, guys. You were brilliant. As Case Willems crosses the line. That was he's. Oh, well.
What are they doing,
they
mate?
they're just messing about. They finished the race. They've won. Well, they didn't win. He won. This man here, though, Jan Zagoon, is your winner. We had 7 participated in this race after 75 laps. Here at Pocono, it is Dragoon who's come out on top in this race. Also, we lost Jack Coven due to just racking up. He had so much damage. He purely physically couldn't turn to the pit lane, and we will now head to the final sequence of this stream, which will be the interviews. You'll have to wait very shortly. Angel, a very slow race, but it was a good one. There were some good moments. So
Yeah.
So we'll get the interviews on the way. We're going to get the first man in. He also finished P4 today. He's sustained a bit of damage, but he's come, nevertheless, he's persevered. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Oliver Gibson. I've just got to say, before I say anything to you, well done to your team. You did very well to finish that race with 2 cars. Just talk us through it.
Well, I mean, I hit the wall so many times. It was very easy to do that. And then, obviously, because we didn't have the best attendance today, there wasn't, that pack racing that you usually see. So, it was quite, I wouldn't say boring, but it was, it wasn't the greatest race we've ever put on. So
I know, but it's been, obviously, you hit the wall. Case ended up at 1.12 laps down at one point, I think, as well. But nevertheless, you finished the race, which would be an absolute miracle, considering what happened to Jack. Obviously, the fact that he physically could not turn his car into the pit lane. And, yeah, nevertheless, you got 4th, you got 12 points in the championship, which is absolutely massive for you. So, nevertheless, well done. Is there any final things you want to say, Oliver?
I mean, not really. I'm just looking forward to the next race, to be honest. I think it's Watkins Glen.
Yes, it's Watkins Glen, I think, yes.
Yeah, I like that track, so should be good.
Watkins Glen. And
yes.
We will now move on to his teammate, Case Willems, is going to join us now. Hello, Case.
Hello.
Very disappointing race for your team today. Just talk us through it.
Well, I would say there's plenty that... Oh, hang on, sorry. I would say that there's plenty that happened, but unfortunately, pretty much all of it wasn't that great. I think this so far has been the worst race we've had in Formula Trout. I mean, it was bound to be a pretty bad race already, but we eventually decided to just have a little bit of fun with ourselves during the race, and I think it wasn't the best.
Well, obviously you had to do it because there was nothing you could really lose. But Angel, do you want to ask anything to Case?
No, I mean, you say all.
Okay, so Case Willems 5th on the road today, and we're now going to get in podium finisher Alex Cochran in, who finished P3 on the road. Hello, Alex.
Hello.
So you finished the race with suspension damage. You crossed the line with a bit of suspension.
Yes.
Was that genuine, or was that just intended because you need finished?
Oh, I meant to do that, of course, yeah. I just thought I would hit the wall.
But nevertheless, you got a podium, which, considering what has happened in the race today, considering how tough and how easy it was to hit the walls on that track, you must be astonished with it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It could have been better, because definitely had the pace, the raw pace, but not really throughout the race. Yeah, we kind of had a problem of at the start. In the practice yesterday, really focused on qualifying, and the car in qualifying is amazing. I didn't really test some full race stints as much as we should have, and as the to maximize the qualifying setup, we lowered the front of the car, and as the fuel came down, it would rise. So I was like, oh, it'll be okay. But as the tire wears down and the pressure changes in the tire, front goes lower. And after about 12 or 13 laps of a stint, the front would just start bottoming out, and every corner would be like almost going straight on into the wall. So the race setup was not good.
Anyways, you lost Dave in the race as well, who was running second. You were running 2-3, of course, for a very good result. Can you talk us through what happened to Dave?
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm not too sure, unfortunately, because I pitted a little earlier to just try get off the tyres with the problem we had with the ride height, to minimise that. And yeah, so he was a little bit ahead of me, and then I just didn't manage to see what happened. You know, I saw the yellow flags come out, and then he was gone. So it's unfortunate, definitely for the team, because I think Triple Eight is or was leading the championship. So it's definitely a shame for him to DNF when he was running second at the time, as it would have been a very strong result. But it's just one of those things, isn't it? Oval racing it takes no prisoners. I think we had quite a high rate of attrition, so yeah, it's a shame. Maybe he had the same problems I had, I don't know. But, you know, because it would catch you unaware, you would turn in one lap, the front would be lower, and then it would just go straight on almost. So you really had to drive around it once that did happen.
Anyways, so that is going to be it then. Alex, thank you very much for well done P3, and we'll see you next time out.
Thanks for streaming. It's appreciated.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. Anyways, and that concludes the this race today. Your final top 3 was indeed Dragoon, Stevenson, and Cochrane. Thank you very much to the guys at Formula Chat for giving me the opportunity to commentate. Thank you, Angel, for being the race director, for being the pace car driver, and joining me. And
don't worry.
we will see you later.